Hey, what's going on with it, ladies and gentlemen, ponies and gentlecolts? This is the one, the only Criticism Guide 2009, aka Nintendofreak2011. Before it began, this video is brought by Arizona Mango. This time I got in a little bit of a bottle form instead of the can form like it normally is. But yeah, other than that, let's begin. So, top 10 most ridiculous Pokemon of most ridiculous Pokemon of size. I was gonna do weight ones, but that would have took way too fucking long. So let's go on with number 10. So number 10, as you can see on the screen, Vileplume. And oh, shout out to, I know he's a real big time YouTuber. He's the one that started this out. So TheJWitz You, really awesome, cool shit. Or TheJWitz, as most people know him. I just like call him JT but I'll put his link down in the description box below just in case you're a new fan of Pokemon or if you're a long time veteran of it. But yeah, so Vileplume basically I know I had this a little bit mixed up because I did do a little bit of a list here and there. So basically the reason why I think it's kind of weird as shit is that it's 4'7", I believe, and what's it called? And 14 metric tons. I don't know what that means, but that's how it is. So basically, oh actually no, I messed that up. The first one was 3 feet and 11 inches. So basically that's basically the size of my waist all the way up to there. Not the size of my waist, but like almost up to my waist. The reason why I think it's kind of weird as shit is that I know back in the days when I used to watch the shit when I was a lot younger, the anime series, when it was actually good at that time, even great, perfection at that time, you know. What's it called? I know Erica was the first one that had the Vileplume. I know there was a Gloom and Oddish that they showed back in the days, but they weren't as relevant. I don't know why. Because I know the real life plan, I forgot what it was, I think is based off of Brazil or Africa somewhere in the world in real life. It's a lot smaller, obviously. And what's it called? This has really extremely stench odor, obviously. That's no surprise there. I know a lot of the old school hollows on this is hard as shit to find. Probably a good $600-700 if you want the whole jungle pack now. But yeah, basically, other than that, I don't know what happened there. Basically, the reason why I think it's ridiculous as hell is because in the game it looks a lot more tinier than it's supposed to be, because I know like there's that whole concept with length times width and everything. I really don't care about that because I was always shit at math. Not gonna lie, I want to be perfectly honest with you guys. But yeah, basically, what's it called? I guess the length is I guess the width around Oddish is not Oddish. Around Vileplume's head's a lot more bigger than its body is, because obviously, given the fact it's like a big giant fruit basket that it always has in its head. So that's all I gotta say about Vileplume. Coming in at number 9. Is motherfucking the biggest one of all time besides Groudon, Wailord. It is the flow Pokemon. It's 47 feet. That's how big it is. It's 7 inches. So basically, the width, obviously, right now, it's not as big as the length, because the length and the tallness of it is a lot more bigger than the wideness of it, really. Length times width, that whole shit. The reason why I think it's ridiculously huge as fuck is obviously, it makes you wonder, how is that massive, huge-ass overweighted Pokemon even get into a Pokeball in the first place? Because I know it is a pain in the dick to try to catch this thing back in the Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald days. Because they never made that remake. They ended up giving us X and Y instead. But you know what? I'm completely cool with that. Speaking of which, I know I haven't done any updates on that. I've been really busy as shit in my real life and everything. So please forgive me on that. I'll try to keep up with that a little more. Yeah, the reason why I think it's ridiculously way too huge is that the thing that that Wailord lacks the most is he doesn't have a really good move set. He mostly knows a lot of water and ice type moves, and the only type moves I can remember him knowing is like Roll Out and the brand new move that was supposed to be in 5th Gen that was introduced to us at that time was Heavy Slam, which is a steel type move obviously. And yeah, that's basically all I gotta say about Wailord. So coming in at number 8, another water type Pokemon that's from the 5th Gen. Speaking of which, to get more specific, is one of the final evolutions of the water type, Samurott. What I can tell you about Samurott is that the reason why I think it's kind of ridiculously, let's see, small as fuck, unfortunately, is 4 feet and 11 inches. And that's basically the size of, let's see, one of my cousins from back in the days. That's probably how tall it would be, you know? What makes it really suck is that this thing does have a lot of potential. I wish it would have been a water fighting type, because look at those fucking blades of amazement, you know? You cannot go wrong with that shit. Seriously, you cannot. Even on your worst day, you can go definitely fucking has a lot more potential than it did, you know? I wish it would have given him more of a wider fighting type moveset, because this thing looks like it could have been water fighting, you know? Look at those big giant samurai swords that it carries out from its fucking, you know, arms and legs, you know? You can't go wrong with that, you know? I've seen a lot of the holos and reverse holos. There are probably full arts out there of the Pokemon cards. I don't have any of them, but I know that girl, Danny, aka Super Duper Tutorials, knows about that. She has a lot of super rare ass cards. She actually did a live stream earlier. I was watching it on YouTube, which first time I saw her face. She's pretty fucking awesome. Definitely check her shit out. I like that little samurai helmet that it has. Like I said, this thing definitely deserves a water fighting type, you know. Definitely for the win. I know its speed is ridiculously fast, but you know what? If they could tinker with its typing ability in the 6th gen, that would be really badass for Game Freak to do. So coming in at number 7, sorry for all the barking, it's right around the 4th of July. People are throwing fireworks and shit. Sceptile. And Sceptile standing at 5'7". So basically, I guess it's a decent thing. The only complaints I got about it is that I really wish it would have been a different type, like grass dragon, because this thing looks like it could very well pass for a grass dragon, just like in that 5th gen starter, Superior, the final evolution of that grass type. Because you know you got Snivy and Servine, and then Superior at the end. Another thing I didn't like too much about Sceptile is that its attack base for me is just kind of crap. I know its speed is ridiculously huge, and I think its special attack is supposed to be way up there. Then again, I'm not into that competitive battling ship, even though I do got the Smoke Insight or whatever. I only use that every once a week, every now and then. So you can add me on there, and my username there is SS Anime Manga Guy. So definitely check me out over there. Just like all my other shit sort of is. Another thing I did wish they would have more potential for, they should have made him a wall. Like you know how you got Blissey, Snorlax as a wall, and yeah, Mega as a wall, you know. Give a reflect and light screen, literally. If they would have had that in its move pool with some scope lenses, you know, this thing would be set for life. And that's all I got to say about Sceptile coming in at number 7. Coming in at number 6, another old school favorite of mine, Dodrio. And the reason it was an old school favorite of mine, besides the fact it didn't have any wings at all except the back of its tail feathers, which you can see back there, is that it was still able to learn fly regardless, even in its first evolution, Doduo. Even though I've seen a couple of there's that one. You know, I did see a couple of those before, but you know what? Like the pre-evolution of Doduo, Do Uno, like, you know, obviously it's in Spanish, but uno, dos, tres, cuatro, you know, all that shit, you know. Obviously I'm Latino, I would know that shit. You know, just like with Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno, those things. They're not on this list, by the way, just in case you're wondering. The thing I never really liked about Dodrio is that, like, has a lot of really shitty movesets. Unfortunately, I mean, only 2 good flying type moves I know it can learn legitimately is Drill Peck and I think Aerial Ace. Maybe, don't quote me on that. And the other stuff you got to teach it to him, and that's kind of a waste of time in my opinion. Unless you're trying to do speed runs of certain games, that's even more of a waste of time. So coming in at number 5, the bug fighting, the only bug fighting type around. Unfortunately, I wish there were more of these dual typings. Is, and you guys already seen it, you guessed it, Heracross. One of Ash's Pokemon in the 2nd gen of the Johto series. So basically, Heracross, he's standing at about 4'11", and metric tons, that's 1-5 or 1.5. And the other ones that were metric tons are 1.8, 1.7, and I think 6.9. I don't know. No, 4.9. No, 4.6. That's what it was. And the thing that pissed me off a little bit about Heracross is that even though he is kind of a brick wall and shit and everything, and to me, I feel like he's kind of overrated in a way. He's okay, but he's just overrated in my opinion. Is that because they could have gave him a couple rock type moves besides Stone Edge and Rock Slide. I feel like it could have been a bug rock type instead of bug fighting, but you know what? Teach his own, because Ken Sugimori and all the other guys, the staff developers, guys over there at the Game Freak, sometimes they know what they're doing, and other times they slip the fuck up. You know, not everyone's perfect, but you know, there's always room for improvement. That's what I'm trying to get at. I wish I would have gave him 3 or 4 horns to make it a little bit more overpowered, but you know, that's kind of going a little overboard in my opinion. I know that, but like I always say, to each his own. You know, everyone's entitled to their own opinions as long as they're not a troll or a dick about it. And I wish they would have gave it a different color, like green or orange or red. I'm not sure what his shiny code is. I think it's gold, silver. I don't know. But that's all I got to say about Heracross. Number 4. Coming number 4. A couple of people might disagree with me on this. I actually got to go back into my little department real quick. It's Haxorus. I know Haxorus, he's basically a boss. He's awesome as shit, by the way. And hopefully you guys can be able to see him. Lord willing. Alright, I think that's him right there. Haxorus. The thing I want to say about Haxorus, I know it's one of Iris's Pokemon. Almost got mixed up with 4th and 5th gen. Obviously it's a dragon type. I already talked about them in my shiny types on my Nintendofreak2011 channel. Top 10 best shiny types of all time. So check that out if you haven't seen it already. The thing that I really, that I liked about him, I know he's got a real fast speed and everything like that, and I keep repeating that, but you know, it's really all I can think about when it comes to these badass fucking beast wrecker Pokemon. And what else? He's 5'11". That's basically the size of me, so it's tall as fuck, as you can imagine. Beyond the stretch of the imagination, that's pretty hardcore. And then it's a 1.8 metric, and you guys living out in Europe. And basically, I know he's got the horns and everything, so he's set to go. I really wish I would have gave him a dual type. It does kind of suck balls. I never gave him a dual type. The thing that I didn't like about his size, he looks a lot more bigger in the anime series than he does in the game series, of course. I wish they gave him maybe 3 or 4 tails instead, so he can be a little bit more faster in speed. And they little aerodynamics, the size, evasiveness, and all that defense, special defense. His special defense isn't that great either, besides defense. I know its attack and special attack is pretty hardcore, especially when he uses Draco Meteor, or other dragon type moves like Dragon Tail. And what else is out there? Dragon Breath, obviously. Dragon Dance. Dragon Dance is pretty decent. I'm not really into the basic special attack type of moves, but if I had to pick one, definitely Dragon Dance, Curse, and possibly Light Screen Reflect, you know? Everything else is kind of crap. So that's all I got to say about Haxorus. So coming in at number 3, 2, and 1, the last 3 left, and then I got a bonus one too. I'm just going to tell its name, and that's it. So coming in at number 3 is, not Snorlax yet, Seviper. And Seviper, I guess, is pretty decent because it's ridiculously way too fucking big. It's literally the size of an NBA player. It would literally put LeBron James and fucking Shaq and Kobe and all those NBA players to fucking shame. This thing, you're gonna be surprised as fuck when I tell you the height of it. It's 8'11". Jesus fucking God, that's tall as fuck. Literally. I mean, what kind of Pokemon as big as hell is that? And I'm surprised there's still enough Zangoose left in the world, because you think Seviper would have owned the shit out of a Zangoose, even though this guy Carl Garchom's favorite Pokemon, Zangoose. And I know Jesse had one for a little while too, when was the 3rd generation at that time, you know. Shit was a little funny, you know. And he always used to do that little thing where like Seviper, like that type of shit. I thought it was cool as fuck. That one was chill. I like the voice actor whoever did Seviper. He was cool as fuck. The one that was Jesse's Pokemon, of course. What else can I say about it? I don't want to be rambunctious about things, but what else? I know its signature moves are Glare, Poison Tail, Poison Fang. He's the one that started all that. And what else? A lot of people say it's a little bit more of a darker, edgier version of Arbok, which of course is spelled Cobra backwards. Everyone knows that Pokemon fact already. What else can I say about Seviper? I really felt like it could have been a dark poison instead of just poison. He had room for improvement. Could have had a little bit of an upgrade, but unfortunately Ken Sugimori and the rest of the Game Freak development team, they didn't care about that. So, you know, it's all good, you know. To each his own. Everyone has their own opinions and titles and different formats of saying what they want to say, speak their minds, you know, that type of typicalness. And what else? Yeah, that's basically all I got to say about Seviper. So coming in at number 2, some of you guys already remember this, is fucking Snorlax. I know this thing is tall as fuck, but in the anime series it's huge as fuck. It looks like it's about 14, 15 feet. No, he's 6'11". You know, that is tall as shit still, but you know what? It's kind of tiny when you think about it in the Pokemon universe, and its metric terms is 2'1". And the thing that, like, I always thought that Snorlax was cool as shit. You know, he always had the thick fat ability, he had the insomnia ability, immunity ability. I think that was in 3rd gen. I think in 4th and 5th they switched that up a little bit. But it does kind of suck that they switched those up because I loved Immunity a lot the most. I'm not sure if it had early bird or not, but I'm not sure about that. Any super Pokemon expert out there besides me, you guys can hit me up on my PM me or comment me down below as long as it's not a troll comment. You know the deal with that already. I really wish that I know they had a pre-evolution of Munchlax. I'm not really sure if I could see this thing having a 3rd evolution. Unless it was like gender switch evolution or like a choice evolution. What else? A special event evolution maybe. It'd probably make it a lot less weaker instead of stronger. If they did make another evolution for it. Let's see. I forgot what the like shiny color was for Snorlax, but I'm not really sure at the moment. You guys can check on Cerebi.net or Cerebi, Mobipedia, fucking what else? Pokebeach. I don't got all the answers. I'm not God. And number 1, and this is one of my favorite Pokemon out of the 5th gen because she was easy as shit to catch. And it could be a guy too. I really wish it would have just kept this one girl, because I feel like in my opinion it should have been a girl. That is fucking Swanna. The thing I loved about Swanna is that I know this is not my top favorite Pokemon, but like what I liked about it, besides it being water flying like Wingull and rehashed into that same scenario as Wingull and Pelipper, is that Swanna was one of my favorite gym leader Pokemon besides Elsa was Skyla. If any of you guys don't know who Skyla is, I would show you pictures of her, but unfortunately they're not age appropriate. So other than that, you know, the thing I liked about Swanna is that, like, you know, she had that super base attack, super base speed, everything, you know. I thought everything was perfect with her. The only thing I didn't like about it too much was just attack. The average attack in this Pokemon was crap if you did catch it just as a Swanna. You're better off catching a Ducklet and doing a lot of EV training off-screen or on-screen if you guys are LPers out there than catching a Swanna, because I learned that the hard way when I had black and white at that time, and I still do. I just don't play that much anymore. It is pretty much a damn shame. You know, this thing could have been so much more of a better influence, but at the same time, you know, I forgot what its color is, its shiny color is. I forget a lot about their shiny colors. Forgive me on that. Another cool ass thing I did love about Swanna is what's it called? Besides it being Skyla's pet, it had a really huge ass move pool set. I could go on for hours and hours and hours telling you how every single strategy works, but unfortunately, I don't have that amount of time on my hands because I'm probably gonna be going to the movies pretty soon. Might do a movie review later on. We'll see. Because I already did one for Monsters Inc. a couple days ago. I still gotta upload that one. Been off of my A game on that for a while, but we'll see what happens there. And the bonus Pokemon, I know it's nothing really special, but I already put that on my top 10 sexiest Pokemon. And that Pokemon, let's see. I'm trying to remember where it's at. Oh well. Well, anyways, with that bonus Pokemon was Milotic. I don't really got too much to say about her except number 1. Obviously, I put her on my sexiest Pokemon list. You already know how I felt about her. Number 2 is that what's it called? She's really tall as fuck too, just like Seviper. And then number 3 has a really good balance of a lot of ice and water type moves, which I'm really surprised they didn't make it ice water instead of just being a pure water type. And the Marvel scale, I guess, is an okay ability. It's not the best, but it's okay. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention about Swanna is wingspan is huge as fuck. They make Paracells look like nothing, literally. Any of you guys don't know what Paracel is? The one that white people like to do, you know, when they're out chilling at the beach somewhere, Hawaii or Tahiti somewhere. That type of shit. So like I always say, like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit, and is what it is, ain't what it ain't. See you when I see you. You guys have a good day, have a good night, wherever you're at around the world. And like I always say there, don't drink and smoke weed at the same time, but don't do anything reckless, alright? You guys be safe, be easy. I will talk to you guys soon. See you on the next one, and yeah, I'm out. Goodbye, and have a good weekend. And happy early 4th of July. Peace.